Kia ora and welcome to a new video from NZ Pocket Guide. Today I'm going to go over some of the best places in New Zealand to experience the Maori culture. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's begin with the Bay of Islands. The Bay of Islands, and more especially the town of Pahia, is home to the Waitangi Treaty grounds. The Waitangi Treaty was a treaty made between the Crown of England and the Maori tribes here in New Zealand, and that's what literally made New Zealand a nation. Now there is a lot of debate over the validity of the treaty, and there is kind of a lot of controversy around the whole thing, so you will be able to learn so much more there. Plus there is a local marae, and they also do some Maori shows as well. It's a great place to visit if you want to understand really what makes New Zealand tick as a nation. Next up, we have probably the most obvious places, and that's the town of Rotorua, where you'll be able to join amazing Maori cultural evenings and shows. There you'll be able to visit Maori villages, try Maori food, and see some amazing shows. There is great places to do so, including Tamaki, Mitai, Tepuya, and Whakarewarewa village. Make sure to check all of them out and see which one is the best for you. Next up on our list, we have the small town of Hokianga in the Northland region of the Northland of New Zealand. There you'll be able to join evening tours that will go through the forest and tell you more about the local legend. Plus, you'll be able to meet Tane Mahuta, which is the god of the forests. It's quite amazing, and it's a tree unlike any other. Next up on the list, we have something very different, and that's in the Whanganui National Park. One of the department conservation huts, the Tieke hut, is actually a Maori marae. Maori maraes are actually indigenous meeting house, but most tourists are never welcome into one of them. So therefore, it is a great way to experience that culture without having to basically know the locals. Next up on our list, we have Wellington with the Te Paper Museum. The museum is amazing. It's the National Museum of New Zealand, and I can't stop gushing about it. It's one of the best museums I've ever visited in the world. And there is many different exhibitions pertaining to the local Maori cultures. So make sure to check it out if you have some spare time in Wellington. Next up, we have the town of Wemarama, which is located on the northern of New Zealand, not too far from Gisborne. There you'll be able to join a Maori tour that will go over the local legends, welcome you into their ground, but also even make you try some of their different and very peculiar dishes, such as kawa tea. It's definitely worth checking out. And finally, we have the west coast of the Southland, and especially the town of Hokitika, where you'll be able to shop for greenstone, also known as punamu, which is a sacred stone for the Maori, but you'll be able to also join a tour that will allow you to carve your own greenstone necklace. And that's such a unique souvenir of New Zealand that's going to be unique to you. Plus, it's a great way to learn more about why the punamu is so precious to the Maoris. Alright, so that's everything I have for you today. There's much more on nzpocketguide.com, so make sure to check it out. And the whole team is joining me in wishing you the best time ever in New Zealand.